Hello. Well, welcome to part 3 and hopefully the final of making my flip-flop journal with junk envelopes. I have done most of the ephemera that I'm putting in it, and I've saved a few things that I wanted to show you in case you hadn't seen these done. This technique I found out about through Big Mama Sandy Moore, I believe is the name of her channel. And if you take a book page, you can make it into a writing space. And all you need to do is put tape down on it and lift off the words. And if you haven't seen this, it's pretty cool. It may not work with some book pages if they're, like really fragile or something, but anyway, I thought this was a really cool technique, and you can literally lift the words off the page and end up with use this little piece here. End up with a cool writing space. And, again, this is using what you have. If you're short on, like blank papers to put in your journal, like I kind of am right now. I need to make some more like coffee dyed papers and stuff. And I do have a few pieces of stuff I could use, but this is something different I would like to put in here. And yeah, so this is kind of a fun thing to do. There's a writing space that we created. So I will put that over here with the other ephemera. And so this is another one, and you have probably all made these. It's like, a waterfall. A waterfall scrappy notebook. So I got all my pages cut out. I guess I have 2 there, which I guess that's okay. So what I'm using is a piece of packaging, as you can see, that some ephemera came in. And so what I'm going to do is I got a piece of paper cut that I'm going to cover the top, and I'm just going to fold it over. So let's go ahead and glue that down. To the front. Okay. And then I just fold it over. And I'm going to glue this down to the page, so I don't care about the back, because it's going to be glued down. Now, a lot of times what I do when I put these waterfall in is I do cover the back. I mean, you wouldn't have to, but when I'm putting them in a journal, I will make like a belly band across the page. You make it sturdy, a little bit wider than your waterfall that you're going to put in. And then I just put down my last page through the waterfall. So you have to be aware of where the top of it is going to hit this, so you're not going over the page. But that's usually what I do. But for this one, I'm just going to glue it in. So there's the bottom page. I already have that one glued in. And this one, I did them about a 1/2 inch apart. So I'm just gluing the top, gluing it even with the top one. Make sure you're just straight on the sides. Okay. Excuse me. And let's see, this is one of these. I got these kind of mixed up. This one, I think. Yeah. So this one goes down next. Just even with the top. And then this one. Okay, and then this was part of a notepad that I found. So I'm using the bottom part because it's cute. Has a little, I think they're cardinals or J's or something on the bottom. So this will get centered. Okay. Now, what I usually do for a closure, and I'm sorry I did not get that prepared, but I will take like a strip like this and bring it down over and then put a closure down here. This kind of clashes this piece right here. So I will need to find different. I don't know if that'll work. Need to find something different. Maybe I'll use this, since we have this in the journal, this paper. Okay, and I think what I'll do is first of all, I need to find out how long I want this, because I'm going to glue this part on the back, and then you would just bring it down, put a strip down here, so it doesn't need to be quite this long, but probably about like that. And then I'll put a strip on the page to put that down into. So I'm going to reinforce this part. Guess it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use my glue stick. A lot of times the glue stick will help make it a little stronger too. Okay. All right. So just need to cut that. Use my cutter here so I get a straight cut, hopefully. Okay. All right. So now we're ready to just got a little bit of white there on the edge. I'm not sure how that happened, but guess I'll just cut it off. I'm not the best when it comes to cutting with scissors, but okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this on the back, and then it'll be ready to put in the journal. Need to get it centered, at least. Semi. Okay, there we go. All right. So if you wanted to, and I think what I'm going to do is round these corners right here. I like that look. Just gives it to me a little more finished look, polished look, whatever you want to call it. I can get that in there. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so there is another piece of ephemera. So what we can do now is start going through the book and seeing where we want to put stuff. I got most of the ephemera ready ahead of time. This little tag right here I already had. It was in my stash. So I'm going to use it because the colors go well. And so all the rest of this I just prepared ahead of time. Because, you know, you guys You know how to make ephemera. If anybody's out there and you're really new at this and you would like me to show how to do some of this, and a lot of this, like these pieces, these were on digitals. These were all on digitals that I just cut out. And this was an envelope digital, and I just cut it out and put it together. This is a little envelope that has gussets. And this is a little coin envelope. It's a digital. And I believe all these are Artie Mae's. This is also Artie Mae's. That was from her same digital cut. And the tag was really large. So I cut the bottom off and mounted it on the front. And there's a little pocket in the front. And then I just put some coffee dyed, this is a coffee dyed digital, on the back. And for some reason, where I glued it, there was a white strip. So I just put this along the edge. So there's tag. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this as a little journal card or a pocket. We'll see what we need. This tag right here I made out of a piece of packaging. You can tell it's pretty heavy. And so I just put some of the paper that we've used in the journal on the front here, and I just did this little collage and fussy cut out this poinsettia. First I stapled this ribbon on with the Tim Holtz tiny attacher. And then I put this strip of paper on the back to hide the staple. And put this poinsettia to cover the staple. A lot of times I don't mind seeing the staples, but some people might. So there's that tag. And this was a digital also, and I just cut it out and made a little journal card out of it. Here's another one of her tags. This was a little shorter tag, so that one works perfectly. And I just took a little piece of linen strip and put this up here, and I did attach it with the staples, and they're showing, and that's okay. It does not bother me. And then this is a piece off of a Christmas pad. I think I only had 3 or 4 pieces of this. Somebody might have sent me. So I'm going to put this in there somewhere. And then this is another little Artie Mae's pocket with gusset. All right, so let's start going through, see where we want to put this stuff. Okay, so I already have, you know, these in here. I'm not going to cover up this card. You could journal on this page, so I'm not going to do anything on here yet. You could journal on this page also. Over here, I want to put like a little journaling card or a tag. So, got several. We could do this one. Let's put that one in here for now. Okay, so here's the middle of the first signature. Let's just put one of these tags in here. That's really cute. We could dress this up and put something on here. I've got these stickers that I found that I think are really pretty. Let's put one of those on there. Okay. Now we could put something like this on here. This page might be kind of hard to journal on, so you want to put like a pocket or a tuck spot. This is probably a good time to show you guys my newest little toy that I got. They are toys, right? Never too big for toys. Okay, so this is a mini, forgot already, mini precision press. I watch Chelsea Comer on Inky Stamper, and by the way, if you follow Irene Smith, Card Chaos, she does this real fun show on Mondays, 5 o'clock Mountain Time, that she has a guest on, and each of them have to do a card within 15 minutes. It's a goal. They say it's a goal, is to do a card in 15 minutes. And they have certain things that they're supposed to do. They can get out all their supplies, but they can't make anything ahead of time, but they can get ready. So, but anyway, Chelsea is going to be on her program tonight. If you have not watched it, I would highly recommend. Although by the time you see this, it's going to be already over. But yeah, do check them out. Chelsea Comer, I'm going to have her her YouTube channel in the description box, as well as Irene Smith. They're both a hoot. And Chelsea uses this all the time, and I love it. And when you have just a small thing you want to print or, you know, stamp, and you don't want to get out your MISTI, this is perfect. So you just put your paper up here, right up to the corner against the pegs, and then put your stamps on here where you want them. And I've got 3. I don't have a lot of polymer Christmas stamps, but I have a few. And if you remember, this piece was made with, earlier in my my last video, I believe, I sprayed some pieces with the Tim Holtz mica sprays, and this is one of those. And I really like the way it turned out. So this is Merry Christmas season. Okay, I'm just trying to put my stamps on where I want them, just like you do a MISTI. This is just like a mini MISTI. It's so cool. And then you just press this down, okay, and it's supposed to bring up your stamps. And it's, whoop, let's try that again. Okay, I'm gonna make sure those are down. And it doesn't matter if it moves, because as long as you make sure that it's up, you know, touching the pegs and in the corner, it'll work. You can use a piece of washi tape, which I have done before, just to make sure it stays, but you really don't have to, as long as you make sure that paper is right up there in the corner. I just got this the other day, and I've been having fun playing with it. That's how I stamped this. And I have another one up here that I did on it, this Christmas stamp. So okay, so let's try this. know when you got it backwards because the holes fit over the pegs. Okay, so let's press that down. And just like a Misty, if it doesn't come out right the first time, you can re-ink. Well, hey, that turned out pretty cool. I'm going to do it one more time just to see if maybe we get a little bit darker. But that really is a pretty perfect impression right there. Okay. One more time. This is a lot of fun. I will say, oh yeah, that made a lot of darker. I like it. So fun. Super fun. As Chelsea says all the time. We give her a bad time because she's always saying super fun. But it is super fun. And she's super fun. She's a hoot. You will enjoy her. You really will enjoy her. She's just a lot of fun. And she's very generous. She gives stuff away all the time on her channel, and she makes amazing cards. I have some really awesome cards that I've gotten from her. Couple that I've won from her, because she'll make a card on her show, and her show only lasts like 30 minutes. She's usually on Tuesday evenings, and at the end of the show she gives away a card, and sometimes she'll make two, she'll give them all away, or she'll make another one and send an extra one too. So look at that. Isn't that awesome? And that was so fun. Okay, so we got to play with a new toy. I'm going to put it on the right way here. And I will put those stamps away later. Okay, so I got to hurry up, get going, because we're already at 28 minutes. Okay, so I think, where was I with this? I think, now that red kind of clashes with that, so I think maybe what I want to do here I could do that. It doesn't matter if those words are sideways, because you can still write on that. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here. Okay. So there's a good writing spot there. And let's see. Here is maybe a good place to put this. I might have to come back through, you know, and put a few things. I think I need to make some more journaling cards, because I would normally put a journaling card in here. But we'll put that for right now. See, this wants to fall out. So I'm going to leave that for now, okay? So, okay, so the same here. I would normally put a journaling card in here, but that's got a space for journaling card. And you could go ahead and, you know, put more decoration on this if you want to. I'm not going to. You could stamp on there, whatever you want to do. Okay, so we're going to the second, flipping over to the second signature. I'll spit it out one of these days. Okay, and this page you could journal on. This one wouldn't be so easy to journal on. So I think what I might do is put a pocket over here, and then we can put what am I going to put over here? Well, you know what? This might be a good spot for this. Since this paper is over here, let's do that. Put this on here. Okay, so we'll just put that right up here, kind of center it all the way around. And then what I will put down here is a strip paper. I think what I'll do is just make it the same width as the rest of the book. And then I'll have more. Usually I make them shorter, but we'll just do this. Okay. And so there's your closure for that. Cool? Love it. And again, you could put more decorations. You could do something up here. I kind of like this little pocket over here. That would be really cute. I think I'm going to do that. And I think this little journal card would fit perfect. Might be a little big. Nope, it's a little big. Okay, so that's too big also. So, you know, what you can do is just take a piece of paper like this and fold it in half and put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this because I really like how that coordinates with everything. And this wouldn't have to be, you know, a pocket that has gussets. It just happens to be the kind of pocket that this is. Which means you could put something a little bigger in there. I mean, what you could do, well, that's too big also. These are all too big. They're all too wide, just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just put this in here. Like that, okay? So you can also journal on the page as well as take this out and journal on it. You could add other things in there also. Okay, so on to the next page. I'm going to leave that for journaling. I'm going to leave that for journaling. This I'm going to leave for journaling, and this page will be a little harder to journal on. So what we can do over here, I think what I might do on here is like what I did before. Is use one of these little bags, and I'm going to cut off the flap this time. So, and the reason I do this is because I don't like covering up this gorgeous paper. So I just like putting these clear, or a lot of times I'll use vellum to make, and I could do that. I don't have any vellum out here handy, but, and I'm not using the Barely Arts. I said before that the Barely Arts, when you're using vellum or plastic like this, is the best to use because it dries clear and it doesn't pucker, I guess is the main thing. I didn't mention that last time. A lot of times this art glitter glue will pucker. But Barely Art does not. So let's put this little journal card in there. Isn't that pretty? I like it. Okay, so now we have the center of this. And what I need is more journal cards because all I have basically is pockets. So I'm going to put this one in here. And we could put this little pocket in here, just stick that in there, and whoever gets this can just put whatever they want in that pocket. And of course you can still journal on this whole 2 pages here. And then you've got a little pocket to hide stuff in. Okay. So here on this page, you can't write on it. Remember these doilies that I did some spraying on? I think what I might do is put this on here as a belly band, and then we can put paper behind. So I'm going to do that. Just do the edges over here. Okay, and you're still seeing most of the page. And then, you know, you could put something in there, down in there. And I think what I might do is find some paper that I can put down in there, like this. You could just fold over something like this. This is a piece of paper that we used in the journal. You fold that over and put that in there just like that. And then you can take that out and journal on it. Okay. So in this one, I think I'm just going to put this in here as a journaling card. And these pages, I think I'm going to leave. I might go ahead and just put a little bit of decoration on here, like with a sticker. Let's do that. I like these stickers. They're pretty. And I have no idea where I got these. I had a couple sheets of them. So, okay. Okay, this page has a big pocket here that you could put something in, which would be a big journaling card to put in there. And I have this is like a sample card that I got from somebody. You know, you get these in the mail and they want you to use their business to make your Christmas cards. But something like that, I'm not sure if that will fit in there. Might be just a little bit too big. But, you know, something, or you can just make your own. And I'm going to leave these. I think I will put another sticker on here. But you could journal on here if you want to in between, you know, or whatever. Okay, so now we're on the back. And I'm not going to do anything to the back, just because, I mean, you could. You could put a pocket or something on there with, you know, it would probably be fine. I may do something later, but for right now, I'm not going to. And I think the way I'm going to close this is with some of that linen. Okay, so you flip this over, and here's your next, your final signature. And on here, it would be kind of hard to write on this page. So I think what I want to do is put this little pocket that we made from the spray paper that we did in the last video. I love that spray, that mica spray, Tim Holtz mica spray. I got these Christmas colors, I think, last year, and I really haven't used them very much. I've got the red, and I've got a pinker color, and that green, maybe one more, but I just love them. And I think I got that on a little bit crooked. Okay. And I will come back later and put I didn't make enough tags, and I'm not going to take the time right now to do the tags, okay? And here's another page you could put in paper. And what you can just do is take some coffee dyed papers, or I will probably make another card and put in there, bigger card. Like, I don't know if this will fit. Yeah, it's just too big. I will make another journal card to go in here. But also over here now we made this, put a belly band. I put a belly band on this page. And again, you can fold paper, put down in there. And then you have something to journal on. Love the way this page turned out. So pretty. And you can journal on these spaces here. This, you could put this little coin pocket in here, and then put another tag in there, and I think that's what I'm going to do there. Okay, and then I have one more envelope or pocket to use, I think this one is barely going to fit on here. Let's see if I have another. Well, there's a belly band there. Here I made a pocket out of this card, so I've got to put, you know, I need to make a whole bunch of cards, journal cards. Okay, this is the second part to this video, and I will show you some ephemera that I made and show you where I'm going to put them, and show you how I finished it. So this is what I'm putting around, just a strip of linen for the closure. And of course that's my cover, and we open it up. This is this first page. What I did here was made this little, I just did a little fold over piece of paper, put a sticker on it, put it in there. And I needed to make a journal card for here. So this is a journal card that I made. I made these all out of packaging, except this one. I had these sheets that I picked up, I think, I don't know, garage sale or thrift store one time, and it was pages of 4 of these postcard attached together. I think it was 4 to a sheet, and they were perforated, you just tear them apart. So these have been great to use for journaling cards. So that's what that's made of. And I just collaged on the front of this, cut this little image out as a sticker, and just put the word joy on there. So that goes down in there like that. Okay, here's the second page. All right, and then this little tag I had in here before. This is one that I just cut out of a guest check, digital. Put some coffee dyed paper on the back, and then just put some of that red brick, what's it called, fired brick ink around the edges. And I did put on this page, because I don't like covering up her pretty paper, is I put another packaging pocket. I'm having trouble with my words this morning, sorry. Pocket on here, and then I just tore out a piece of one of my scraps and put down here in the corner. So I have one of these types of pockets in each of the signatures. So this is the middle of the signature. Remember, I only have 3 pages. So that's one of the big tags that I made. And I know on that one video it was hard to tell because the lighting was so bad, but this is the stenciling I did across this page. So these fit in here. This is another tag that I made out of a piece of packaging, and I just covered up words that were on it, and I left some of the black background. And I left the back, kind of has a slick background, but I'm pretty sure you can still write on it. And here I just made 2, I have this, I don't know if any of you have this punch. It's kind of weird. It makes a long, I don't know, can you see that? It makes kind of a long slit. So you can basically only do it one direction. Anyway, I made 2 of those. Put this piece of ribbon through there, so it came through like this. Somebody calls it a vintage ribbon, vintage style, I don't know, but this ribbon's been hanging around my desk for a while. I got it off of some packaging, off of a gift or something, and I'm like, I'm gonna use that. So I had to fiddle with it several different times till I finally came up with this. Anyway, so I used that. And this is the page where I just did the masking tape method on a book page. You know, took off the writing, glued it down here for a place to write, and then just put a strip of one of my cut-offs on here. I'm trying to use up my scraps. So here I have this tuck spot right here on this page, and I needed to make several larger journaling cards or whatever. So this is like a little book. Got kind of glued to it soft. This was a piece of packaging. The other side is sort of slick, so I covered that side, and you can write easily. On this side, just folded it over like a little booklet, and took my scraps and covered the back. Put a little bit of decoration on there. This is the back side of that card. Here's another journaling card I made out of a piece of packaging. I left the outer edge of the packaging around because it matched. Put this index card on here, did a little inking. And on the front, I just put this decoration, covered it with this paper that is also in the book. I had to fussy cut around those letters. That is not easy for me. Took me a while. But I think it turned out pretty cute. So then that's going to go in here. Just like that. Okay, so now we're flipping over to second signature. And this, I had this little pocket on here with this paper. Okay, and then we made this waterfall scrappy journal or scrappy notebook. And then I put this strap on here to come over and put this strip here for it to go under so it would close. And hopefully you can see in this lighting better the stenciling that I did on these pages. I love this. So I made, this is another cellophane. I don't know, this is not wanting to stay. I'm gonna have to use my art glitter glue. That will clear, that will dry clear. So I think I already had this journaling card in here. And then I cut this out of a digital, put coffee dyed paper on the back. Just added a little sticker. And added that in there also. Okay, so in the middle of this signature, I believe I already had this tag in here, and it has a little pocket on the front. Put a little something in there. And then I made this tag out of a piece of packaging. This was already in here also. just decorated it up, stapled on this piece of ribbon on top, and then put this on the back to cover up the staples. I don't always do that. And here on this side, I had this little envelope. And then I made this little tag out of a digital. I believe these Shabby Dabby Doodah digitals. And here I stapled the ribbon on, and I did not cover the staples, but I did put some digital paper on the back because this was I don't know, I think I just glued 2 pieces of digital paper together. Okay, and here's the last page of this digital, and here I had put one of those doilies that I had sprayed on, and I have a piece of digital paper here just folded over that you can journal on. And this was a little tuck spot over here that I needed to make something for, so I made this big journaling card. And again, this was out of a piece of packaging. I put a large index card on the back, stamped the word joy, and then I just collaged on the front, put a little decoration, stamped the word Noel. I got this cute little jar at a thrift store that has these little tiny square stamps in it. It had never been used, and they're just little stamps like this. It's really fun. It was like $3. I mean, why not? Okay, so this is the last page of this signature. And I needed a journaling card for this big pocket here. So this is what I made out of a piece of packaging. Put a large journaling index card on the back. Just put a little decoration. Doesn't have to be really fancy. And that goes in there like that. Okay, so the back, I did not do anything on the back. I might yet, I'm not exactly sure what. I might just put a little bit of decoration on here and call it good. So then you flip this, and this is the middle signature right here. And well, wouldn't you know, I still need, I'm probably going to take a tag out of that first signature and put in here, because I'm done. So this one, I just put a piece of coffee dyed paper, folded up, put in this tuck spot for journaling. Same here, this little belly band, I just put some coffee dyed, this is a paper, some paper that I got in a kit one time. So here's that page that I took those doilies and sprayed and made these journaling spots here on this page. And I think you can see it better. Here I used the Tim Holtz mica spray for that. And then this is the cellophane packaging pocket here in this signature, and I had this little like a coin envelope from a digital, and I just put that in there. And here is the middle of this signature, And yeah, I need something in here too, so I guess I'm not done. So as I said before, in the middle of my journals, the middle signature, I like to put charms. And so in the middle of this one, I have these two little angel charms. This one says, "Angels watching over me." Very cute. And they just hang down slightly below. And this is that envelope that was from a digital. Doesn't have anything in it. But I made this little punch this out of cardstock and the digital glued on top of it for decoration for the closure. This is about, oh boy, I missed a lot of stuff, you guys. I am so sorry. Anyway, I will go back and fill those, but this is the last video I'm doing of this. So here's the belly band that you can put, you know, papers down in or whatever. I need to make some more coffee dyed paper. So here's a big pocket right here that needs a journaling card or paper or something like that. So I put this paper in this pocket, which I thought was really cute. Yeah, I totally missed this signature. Wow. So here's the tuck spot. And that's the last one for that signature. So there you go. There is our flip-flop journal made with junk journal envelopes. And whatever junk you have around the house also. But you can also use, as you can see, digitals you may have or whatever. You know, you could just collage. And then I just use this linen strip for closure. So cute. So, I think I will be saving this to put in my, we have a fall mall at the end of the month. And if it does not sell at the fall mall, I will be putting it in my Etsy. Okay? Let me know if you're interested in seeing these in my Etsy shop, and I will put a couple in there. Yeah. Just thank you for hanging out with me. And this particular part of the video was 18 minutes, so I'll need to put the two together. So thank you for hanging out. Let me show you my flip-flop journal. Please leave a comment if you come visit. YouTube likes that. So do I. And I always answer my comments. And for sure, hit that like button. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful day.